Hello everyone, welcome to Mastermind. Today let us learn about Rashtrakutas by solving few multiple choice questions. Consider the first question. Consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. The Rashtrakutas were of Kannada origin and Kannada language was their mother tongue. Danti Durga was the founder of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Here both the statements are correct. Therefore the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Rashtrakutas were of Kannada origin and Kannada language was their mother tongue. Danti Durga, this is a standard question. Please remember, Danti Durga was the founder of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Therefore, both the statements are correct. Hence, the right option is option C. Second question says, consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Krishna first defeated the Gangas and the eastern Chalukyas of Vengi. Krishna I built the magnificent rock-cut monolithic Kailasa temple at Ellora. Again, both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Krishna I was a successor of Danti Durga. He was a successor of Danti Durga and he was also a great conqueror. He defeated the Gangas and the eastern Chalukyas of Vengi. So, statement 1 is correct. He built the magnificent rock-cut monolithic Kailasa temple at Ellora. This is a standard question. Please remember. Third question says, consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Krishna III defeated the Cholas at Takkolam. Krishna III built the Krishneshwara temple at Rameshwaram. Again here both the statements are correct. Therefore the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Krishna III or Krishna III was one of the successors of Amogha Varsha. So he was one of the successors of Amogha Varsha first. He marched against the Cholas and defeated them at Takkolam. He marched further south and captured Tanjore as well, which is Tanjavur today. He went as far as Rameshwaram and occupied it for some times. He built several temples in the conquered territories, including the very famous Krishneshwara temple at Rameshwaram. Throughout his rule, he possessed the Tondai Mandalam region, including the capital Kanchi. However, after the death of Krishna III, the power of Rashtrakutas started declining. Consider the fourth question now. Consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakuta Empire was divided into several provinces called Rashtras. Rashtras were under the control of Rashtrapatis. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. The Rashtrakuta Empire was divided into several provinces called Rashtras and the Rashtras were under the control of Rashtrapatis. Rashtras were under the control of Rashtrapatis. Consider the fifth question now. Consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Vishayas were under the control of Vishayapatis. Bhuktis were under the control of Bhogapatis. Both the statements are correct. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. As we have already seen, Rashtras were under the control of Rashtrapatis. So, the Rashtrakuta Empire was divided into several provinces called Rashtras and they were under the control of Rashtrapatis. Rashtras were further divided into Vishayas and Vishayas were further divided into Bhuktis. Vishayas were under the control of Vishayapatis. Vishayas were under the control of Vishayapatis and Bhuktis were under the control of Bhogapatis. So, Vishayas comprised districts and these districts were governed by Vishayapatis. The next subdivision was Bhukti, which consisted of 50 to 70 villages. 50 to 70 villages and they were under the control of Bhogapatis. These officers were directly appointed by the central government. The village administration was carried on by the village headman. So please remember these points. Consider the sixth question. Consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Vaishnavism and Shaivism flourished during the period of Rashtrakutas. Jainism and Buddhism suffered under Rashtrakutas. Here only statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is false. Therefore, the right option is option A, 1 only. The Hindu sects of Vaishnavism and Shaivism flourished during the period of Rashtrakutas. Yet, they did not affect the progress of Jainism under the patronage of Rashtrakuta kings and officers. Almost 1/3 of the population of Deccan under Rashtrakutas were Jains. There were also some prosperous Buddhist settlements like Kanheri, Sholapur and Dharwad. So even Buddhism was in a flourishing state under Rashtrakutas. Therefore, the right option here is option A, one only. Seventh question says, consider the following statements regarding Rashtrakutas. Sanskrit literature was widely patronized by the Rashtrakutas. Jain literature flourished under the patronage of Rashtrakutas. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Rashtrakutas widely patronized the Sanskrit literature. There were many Sanskrit scholars. There were many Sanskrit scholars at Rashtrakuta king's courts. Jain literature also flourished under the patronage of Rashtrakutas. Amogha Varsha first was a Jain and he patronized many Jain scholars. Consider the eighth question now. Consider the following statements regarding literature under Rashtrakutas. Ponna is the author of Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Pampa is the author of Shanti Purana. Here both the statements are false. Therefore, the right option is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Ponna is the author of Shanti Purana, while Pampa is the author of Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Kannada literature saw its beginning during the period of Rashtrakutas. Pampa was the greatest of Kannada poets and his famous work was Vikramarjuna Vijaya, and Pampa is regarded as Adikavi of Kannada. Pampa is regarded as Adikavi of Kannada. Ponna was another famous Kannada poet during Rashtrakutas and he has written Shanti Purana. Ninth question says, consider the following statements regarding literature under Rashtrakutas. Shakatayana composed a grammar book called Amogha Vritti. Trivikrama composed Nalachampu. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Shakatayana wrote the grammar work called Amogha Vritti. This is a correct statement. Trivikrama wrote Nalachampu. Consider the last question for the day. Consider the following statements regarding literature under Rashtrakutas. Veeracharya composed Ganita Saram. Jinasena composed Parshvabhyudaya. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. The greatest mathematician during the Rashtrakuta period was Veeracharya and he has composed a mathematical work called Ganita Saram. Jinasena has written Parshvabhyudaya. Please remember this point. This is a very important point. Jinasena was teacher of Amogha Varsha first and he has composed Parshvabhyudaya. So this is all about Rashtrakutas in this video. Please go through the video multiple times and also note down these points, as these points are not going to be handy only for multiple choice questions, but you can use them for descriptive answers as well. Thank you.